Dear friends, that I'm staying here was not our wish, and we had it prepared in another way. Werner Winterstein had to leave immediately the conference because of family reasons, very sad family reasons. And he asked me 50 minutes ago to take it over and to present to you the final declaration. Why Werner Wintersteiner? Werner was very helpful in supporting this declaration. He was writing first and the second draft of many drafts which were developed. What is the background of this declaration? It was only possible to arrange this conference and at the end the declaration because of the great support we got from many parts of the world. And someone was asking me, where is the video from Lula? I got 10 minutes ago a call from his advisor for international affairs telling me that he's very sad that by so many obligations he could not make this video. But he is in solidarity with us. So this conference was possible also by the great solidarity of many countries of the South. But and I would like to underline this conference was also possible and so successful because of the great work and support we got from many women all around the world. The women's activities in the preparation were a great part of the development and the success of these conferences. And I would like to underline the old experience of all negotiators. When women are sitting at a peace table, negotiations are much more successful than over. So thank you all the women who were very helpful in the preparation of this conference. And I'm very thankful that the president of the Women's League for Peace and Freedom is still to the end with us. So thank you so much for this support. Saying this, the organizers of this conference were discussing hours and hours about the declaration. And the final decision was not to say we will make a declaration of the conference, because this means we have to unite all of you under one declaration. And this is impossible. So, but only also we don't want to misuse you to say we make a name in the declaration of you, and this was not your declaration. Both is not possible. And we also said we don't have the space in this 1.5 days to have a discussion about the declaration for half a day. That was the minimum we need, maybe even more. That is the background. We finally came to the decision and said, let us try to make a declaration of the organizers, of the organization which are preparing this conference, which were sitting together about the 3 months. And frankly speaking, I can tell you, the preparation really was not easy. The differences between us were sometimes quite dramatic. And the many of Zoom calls and sometimes exchange of not really positive mails was not only very helpful for the preparation of the conference. And I know for what I'm speaking, when I'm looking to my colleagues and friends here, they also know. We all were suffering by this. We all are a victim of this discussion. But at the end, last night, we could come to an agreement about declaration of the organizers, which we distribute to you now. And at the end, we decided to say, okay, we don't want to explain the world again. We don't want to underline who is responsible for what and he makes what mistake and whatever, but have a declaration with a key point in the middle point, and this is ceasefire and negotiations, and ask for common future actions. And I'm very thankful, and I will mention these two names, to Sergio and Bert, which were 2 nights working bringing these declarations together, which was at the end, I don't know the English word. The word is Bauchschmerzen, with some bad feeling in your stomach, agreed by all the supporting organizations. This is the old sentence, can you live with it? And this was answered positively for all the organizations which are preparing the conference. So please have this in mind when we are now reading you the conference in 2 minutes. But I want to underline what I was saying before. The conference really is the start point. And in the break, many people were coming to me a suggestion for the next place of the conference that they evaluated. Look, if it's possible. And they were coming and asking how we can get all the information. You will find all the information after we slept for 2 days on the two websites, either IPB or Peace Vienna, and I'm sure that other of the supporting organizations will also put the document on their website. We will do this step by step. And then we will also collecting all the minutes and advices and suggestions coming from the working group. We get in contact with the work conveners asking for all this information. Put this together in, I will mention it now, Congress documents. Congress documents, ideas of the Congress and suggestions. And we'll also publish this to you. So everyone, and I hope no idea will be forgotten. And when we forgot one idea, please react immediately. Then it is not by purpose or bad will, but maybe no one has mentioned it to us, or we have forgotten. We also make mistakes. And then we put all these together in a big document. And please have a look at this document. And then we will invite all of you and hopefully new colleagues and new partners and new organizations to a next Zoom conference, discussing how we develop these suggestions, how we bring these suggestions to life, and maybe some to reality. That is the suggestion, the process we suggest to you. So nothing, hopefully, will forgotten. No ideas which were mentioned was mentioned without being mentioned by others. No words which was taken on every floor today will hopefully be forgotten. Please have this in mind, but this is not the character of the declaration. The character of the declaration is to create ceasefire, negotiations, and actions. And this is my last point. We all need your help and support for developing these actions. September 30th to Sunday, the 8th of October, we will have a long week of worldwide actions for stopping the war. This is the key message. We are continuing working everywhere in the world for stopping these wars. And you know, we are 35 countries here. Let's say our common goal is to have the peace and social and movements from in the minimum 60 countries joining these actions. That is our common goal. We are together responsible for reaching this goal. That is the message of these conferences. We are going out and know that we need more actions, and we are preparing these actions. And maybe we, at the end, we have even an award for these countries which have the biggest actions. And 100,000 of the Italians are on the top now, and we can see who can top it. And then we will give the award at our next conference to these peace movements. So that is the vision. So many things are missing in this declaration, many things. The women aspect, I heard it by Heidi, absolutely. But it's disappointing, but you know, we have to consider the question of responsibilities, the question of democracy, even the question of disarmament. But let's stay with this concentration in these declarations on ceasefire, negotiations, and actions. That is my wish to all of you. And we will now together, we as my colleagues here, that are staying in a wonderful line, will read now the different parts of the declaration. And I have no idea, I think Bert is starting, if it's right. Please.
Thank you all. Thank you all. Thanks for everyone that worked on this declaration and organized the conference. Peace by peaceful means, ceasefire and negotiations now, the title. We, the organizers of the International Summit for Peace in Ukraine call on leaders in all countries to act in support of an immediate ceasefire and negotiations to end the war in Ukraine. 5 seconds? Okay, sorry. We are a broad and politically diverse coalition that represents peace movements and civil society, including people of faith in many countries. We are firmly united in our belief that war is a crime against humanity and there is no military solution to the current crisis.
We are deeply alarmed and saddened by the war. Hundreds of thousands have been killed and wounded, and millions have been displaced and traumatized, including many women and their children. This is correct. Cities and villages across Ukraine and the natural environment have been shattered. Far greater death and suffering may yet ensue if the conflict escalates to the use of nuclear weapons, risk that is higher today than at any point since the Cuban Missile Crisis.
We condemn Russia's illegal invasion of Ukraine. The institution established to ensure peace and security in Europe fell short, and the failure of diplomacy led the war. Now diplomacy is urgently needed to end the war before it destroys Ukraine and endangers humanity. The path to peace must be based on the principle of common security, respect for international human rights, and self-determination of all communities.
We support all negotiations that stand for the logic of peace instead of the illogic of war. We affirm our support for Ukrainian civil society who are defending their rights. We commit ourselves to strengthening the dialogue with those in Russia and Belarus who are putting their lives at risk, opposing war and protecting democracy.
We call on civil society in all countries to join us in a week of global mobilization from Saturday, the 30th of September to Sunday, the 8th of October 23, for an immediate ceasefire and peace negotiations to end this war. We must all do our share that we may be equal in the task of peace. Albert Einstein.
Take the paper home, take the declaration home, work in the sense of the declaration, but also when you have critical remarks, please come back to us. And hopefully we can also learn for developing better resolution the next time together with you. That is a resolution of the conference with whom we want to open the future for our common work, the future for our network, and the future for more actions. Thank you so much. And now I would like to give the floor to my colleague, Alain Roux, from Mouvement de la Paix and the International Peace Bureau for his short final remarks for the conference.
And please, all of you, all the women, all the people in the room who are not satisfied, try anyway to leave the room with a smile, because we need so much a positive spirit, and this smiling is a way, a pathway to peace. And yeah, thank you for all.
And we are smiling together.
Liebe Friedensfreundinnen und Freunde, mes chers amis et militants de la paix, dear peace activists, dear friends, we did it. We succeeded in bringing together this peace summit with participants from all over the world. This is a unique event in which you took part. The organizers were threatened and intimidated, but we remain determined to promote alternatives to the escalation of war. Together, we are calling for ceasefire and negotiations now. We have heard the voices of civil society in Ukraine, Russia, and Belarus, all calling for an end to hostilities, death, and destruction. Now, these voices are courageous voices fighting not just for peace, but also for democracy. We will continue to support them with all our might. We have heard the voices of the global south, and we will long remember the words of David Shokewenka calling for an awakening of consensusness. The peoples of the south who have no hegemonic views are suffering the consequences of the war waged by the great powers, and they are appalled to see how much money is being wasted on military expenditure at a time when there is not enough money to resolve the major challenges facing humanity. We have heard the voices of peace activists in Western countries who are opposed to the militarization of international relations and who are calling for mediation, diplomacy, and negotiation. All these voices, diverse and united, they have a common appeal now to the world's leaders. You must act for peace now. Hostilities must end. Human lives must be preserved. Destruction must stop now. You must do it now. In each of our countries, we are going to relay this demand. We are going to make these demands, and we are going to increase our mobilization. The summit and the Vienna Declaration will give us the strength to continue working for peace. Thank you all for your commitment. We are sure that your experiences here in Vienna have strengthened your convictions. Thank you all very much. Stop the war. Let's give peace a chance.
Thank you, Alain. And now I have the best chance for today. I close our International Peace Summit. Thank you for coming and see you soon again. Thank you.
Rainer, hi. Yes. No, before you take your photos, I want to say a great thank you to the team of IPP, all four people that made sure this was possible. Sean Connor, the director, and the three incredible women that really did their best to keep a safe space for us. Thank you guys. You have been great.
Sean Connor, if you're here, we want to thank you. Sean, maybe he's not here. Oh, he's hiding back here. Sean, we want to say a massive thank you for everything. Yes. Everyone this would not have happened without all of Sean's hard work. So let's give Sean a massive round of applause.
Then let me say a word of thanks to someone, who had the most difficult job over the weekend. This was the whole technical team behind you. And I would like to thank all the 3 colleagues which were doing the technical work. It was brilliant and fantastic what you have done. Thank you so much.